He's absolutely right. Whenever we talk of China and we talk of US and the power potential of the two, we view it from the geostrategic lens rather than from the soft power lens. Honestly, I must say that I hadn't thought so much about it, but thank you for briefing us as if I am almost now read the book and a good critique by Nagmana. And Nagmana and I had the opportunity to work on this public diplomacy in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I must say, we are not even taking baby steps when we consider what the Chinese have done over the centuries and what the Americans have done in decades. When I looked at the concept, my sense was, which is close to what you have stated in this program, is that these are basically the non-coercive ways to influence the thinking of the targeted audience. And you can use culture, you can use values, but you added to my knowledge by saying that you can also use institutions and foreign policy to achieve the same objective. I also agree with you that this is essentially a battle of narratives, um, and you talk about branding. So when I think of China, there are certain images that come to my mind, and I think I would be speaking for all other ordinary people. What does come to your mind? My mind, Great Wall. If you speak about Great Wall, everybody understands in the world that is about China. Or Panda, which has appeared so much and subject of Hollywood movies actually. Or terracotta. We have, I'm building a house and they say that, oh, these are the terracotta tiles that you have to use. All right, okay. So that whole terracotta army of clay soldiers in Xi'an. Then Chinatown, it's the name of not just restaurants, but every major city in the US has a Chinatown. In fact, in Europe too. Then Tiananmen Square, which the Western media likes to project more because of the 1989 incident. So there are some negative connotations which have also been created. Another negative connotation is Uyghurs, and I think Nagmana has explained very well the difference between the Red Indians and the Uyghurs and how the two were treated in both countries. Then we have Made in China. That has also become a sort of a symbol that it is a factory of the world. It's a manufacturing house of the world. Another brand that comes to my mind is a dragon. The Chinese dragon, which also comes to your mind. And Chinese tea, which we all love to drink. So they have successfully created brands which add to the soft power of China, and I think that's something from which we can also learn. I often think, what is it that we have in terms of the brands? Do we have any brands? And to my mind, honestly, we don't use it, but the brand that we have is the archaeological heritage. The Mohenjo-daro is a brand, and Gandhara is a brand, and Harappa is a brand. We don't really use them, but these could be our brands. The mighty mountains that we have, they could be our brands, but we haven't really played up. Every country has the opportunity to use soft power. Unfortunately, we haven't really used. I would say that from listening to you and to Ambassador Nagmana, I feel that there are at least four uses of soft power that Chinese have adopted, which makes more sense to me and also has some lessons for us. One is the use of ancient culture and Confucianism, and I think we also have ancient culture, and therefore I think we could also perhaps possibly use that and learning from the Chinese experience. The second is tourism. I would say, acupuncture, medical tourism, and lately education, the Chinese universities. And third is, I think the economic, and you talked about it, the economic muscle, if I can use that word, economic influence that the Chinese have, and their niche in creating development. They have tried hard to retain the spirit of globalization. They've coined the terms like win-win, which are even today uh, very popular and convey a lot of meaning. And of course, BRI and GDI and all that. And finally, I think Chinese have created an impression to the rest of the world that here is a power which does not believe in interfering in others' affairs, which in intervening in others' internal affairs, which looks for peaceful development. If you go to any country and you see especially in Africa, if you see let's say, stadium or a parliament building, you will probably immediately know that is the Chinese who have built it. I think Chinese have done a great job in using soft power. Not that Americans and others have not done it. I mean, Americans too, using English language, using Hollywood. The Indians too have used Bollywood. Other countries are also using. We are probably uh, we have much greater potential uh, than many other countries, but we have really underutilized some of this. But your book should perhaps create that awareness within Pakistan that there's a lot that we need to do in this front if we want to really catch up. Thank you so much for writing such a wonderful